is going on, everybody? It's your boy TFG here, coming back at you with another gaming video. Today we're heading back to Minecraft to add another video to our Minecraft how-to series. If you haven't seen the first video and you're wondering at all how to use looms and banners, definitely check out the first video in this playlist. I have everything you could possibly want to know about looms and banners in that video. Today we're going to be working on cartography tables and maps. First off, we're going to start with the basics, how to craft a map, a locator map, and a cartography table. Then we're going to move on to zooming in and out with maps, and then also how to duplicate maps. Then I'll be showing you some practical uses for maps, how to make them look good, where to put them, and also we will be going over the ever illustrious map wall. A lot of people are asking how to do this these days, so I figured I would do the easiest, quickest, fastest way to make a map wall. And then also finally we're going to end with banners. This is the recipe for a banner, and I'm going to show you how to use banners to label maps, and then I'll even show you Bedrock users out there that can't do this. I'll show you a little way where you can get little marks around your map with locator maps. It's kind of the same but kind of not, but it's still pretty useful. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, first off we want to start off with the 3 recipes we're going to need to know for this whole process. First off, we have 9 pieces of paper to fill out your crafting table grid. Will give you a regular map. Second, we have 8 pieces of paper surrounding a compass. Will give you a locator map. The difference between these two is this one will actually include your position and the position of your friends. And then finally, we have the recipe for the cartography table, which is 4 planks on the bottom. You can use any color plank. You can use all 4 different colors. Whatever you got in your chest, just throw it in there. And then 2 pieces of paper on the top, and that will give you your cartography table. Alright, now let's move on over to zooming in and out, duplicating, and then after the 2 of those, we'll talk about locking maps. First off, let's talk about zooming. I want to start up here in the top left with our standard level map. If you take an empty map and you look at it, you will get our standard map here. This is just level 0 resolution as shown by this level 0 out of 4 right here. If you're wondering how big this map is, this is 128 by 128 blocks, and it doubles each time you go up. So I'll put that on the screen here right now for some stats on the actual sizes of these maps. Now let's move on to the cartography table and actually zooming them out. You want to take this map right here that we just looked at, and you want to take this paper, and you'll see this is level 0 out of 4 like we talked about, and then the first one is now level 1 out of 4. You'll know you're doing it right because you will get this zooming out icon in the middle. Now, just for the example, I'm going to just keep doing this and showing you that it's going up each time. Now it's a 3, and now it's a 4. So now we have a fully zoomed out map. It is tiny compared to the rest. You'll see right here, this is our max level zoom. Next, we're going to move on over to duplicating maps. And after we do that, I'm going to show you how to lock maps. First off, let's talk about duplicating maps. You want to grab yourself a bunch of empty maps, explore one, look at it, and this is what you got. This is what we're going to duplicate. You know, grab whatever map you would like to duplicate. And then in the bottom here, instead of putting paper like we did over there when we were zooming, we want to put empty maps. And now this is going to let you make copies. So we get 2 copies every time. So you can just keep doing that, 4, 5, 6 copies, however many you need. Now let's get into the more advanced thing that is here, and that is locking maps. First off, we have our copy right here and our copy in our hands. Now the key thing here, they are clones. They are the exact same map that are both active. So for me to be able to show that, I'll do this right here, and I'll come over here and I'll do a little bit of building real quick. Alright, this should be good enough. And now if we come back over here, there's nothing, right? Well, once we look at our map, you can see that little purple blotch down there. We'll look at that. So this is actually a clone. So if you want a map on your wall to update and you want a map to run around with, then you can leave this. But there are also a lot of circumstances where you want to keep a map the same to remember how the old world was, or to remember where you were a long time ago in your builds when you started your city or your village or whatever. So to do that, I'm going to show you real quick what to do. We're going to put away our map that we walk around with. We're going to grab the one that we want to lock, and we're going to grab some glass panes. Now, the gray glass panes are not the standard ones, so they will not work. You can see here it will not let me put that in there, but standard glass panes will now make a locked map. So let's go back over here. We will grab our map, and we will put our locked map in the frame, and I'll show you real quick. I'll run over here and we'll build another little purple spot. Alright, that should do it, and I'll show you. Obviously it's not there yet because I haven't looked at my map, but once I look at it, you see it popped up over there on the right, and now we look and it is not here. So this is super useful for if you want to have a map up on your wall somewhere and you want to keep it the same. This also applies for zooming. So if I wanted to have a map over here that I made a duplicate of that I want to zoom out, it will zoom out the one on the wall also. Remember, they are clones, so they are active. So if I don't want this to zoom, but I have a bunch of copies of it that I want to zoom, then I just need to lock this with a standard glass pane and I will be good to go. Alright, let's move on over to the special section of this video. I wanted to show you guys a couple of things that a lot of people don't realize you can do with maps. First off, you can put item frames on any side of a cube. So I'll show you right here. I can put them on the back, I can put them on the bottom, I can put them on the top, I can put them on every single side, making these abstract type of pictures. And you can do this with anything. It doesn't necessarily have to just be what you see on a terrain map. Let me get a little more into that right here. Now, why do I have a table with two of these on it? I have that because I wanted to show you guys something. If I leave these unlocked, that means that any change I make to the land will change the map. So if I want to make a checkerboard, for example, to make it look like they're playing checkers, then I could make a 128 by 128 grid and put black and white squares checkered throughout it, and I would have a checkerboard. And now with this principle in mind, you come back to here and think about what you could do with these cubes. I mean, just first thing that comes to my mind, you could make a green and blue ocean earth looking globe type of shape. You could make full black maps and then put white dots for like stars. You know, the black and white you could also do with stars. You could put it on ceilings in a house to make it look like you're under a night sky. You can do all sorts of things with these maps and making pictures, and then you can go put those pictures up anywhere. So I just really wanted to talk about that. A lot of people don't know about that. It's really cool. And then once you make your design, your drawing, your picture, or whatever, you just lock the map and then you have it forever. Now, you know, the same principle there, you could take all those creative maps you can make and you could come over here and put them all over your walls in your house just to spruce up a house that needs some extra decorations, or, you know, to put some really cool custom pictures or memes or whatever you want to put in your house. Alright, let's move on over to the map wall. Now this is an example of what it's going to look like in the end. To do this, you need to place up your 9 item frames, get those ready. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start with the center map. That's going to be the map where we are standing. So the center map is going to be a locator map. They're all going to be locator maps. And you can see that with this little emblem right here. That's going to show us exactly where we are. But also, as we move around and fill out all the maps, it's going to follow us so that we know exactly where we are and we know how to get to the next one. It is key that you use locator maps. Definitely don't forget to do that. If you don't know how to make it, I covered that at the beginning of this video. So we have our first explored locator map, and that is going to go in the center. You'll see right here, that is this map in the center. And now take your locator maps and go like so. So now you actually have the board here, and it is drawn in your inventory. So we're going to use this to keep track of what we've already done and where we're heading to next. Alright, so now you want to find out which direction to go. If I look at my little locator emblem up there, I can see that it's right by the village. So that means if I take this off and I put this in my offhand, I need to face the village to be facing the correct direction. So now I am facing the direction that the board is oriented, and I want to start with the top middle one. So if I just move straight, I will go over the top of the map. Now I'm off the map, and I will take my top middle map and explore it. Alright, we have one map explored. So we'll put this away right here. And now if we turn to our right, we watch our emblem turn, and we can just move right over here until we are off of the map like so, and we take our top right map and explore it. Alright, and now we have 2 maps, and we want to just keep doing this all the way around. So our next map, we are just going to turn right again, and we're just going to head down this way until we can see our emblem moving. Alright, it is moving. And now we are on this section. Boom, we explore that, and we can put it away. And you're just going to do the same thing and go all the way around for all 8 and make the surrounding sections of your map. Alright, once you have filled out all surrounding 8 portions of your map, you want to come back and grab the original map out of your hand, put that in the middle, and then you want to just do it just like we did a second ago. Just follow that shape. So we turned around and did the top first. Boom. And you see how the village matches up. And then we did the top right. So we put it in the top right. And then we did the right. And so we put it on the right. So if you look right here, you have the exact same top corner as over here. We would have had all 9, but we just did these 4 for the example. Like I said before, this is the best, easiest, fastest way to not make mistakes and get this done. So just remember, make this shape in your inventory. Orient yourself to where you are facing the same direction as your map wall. Like we had to face the village because that was at the top of the map. So we turned and faced the village, and then we just did our circle all the way around. Just remember that, and you will have your beautiful map wall. Now we're going to move on over to our banner section, and I'm going to show you how to use banners to label a wall, and then I'm going to show you Bedrock users out there how to use this locator map trick to label your walls, since we can't use banners. And now we're going to move on to the final section of the video. We've covered just about everything you could possibly want to know with cartography tables and maps, but finally I just want to show you real quick how to use banners to label maps. All you need to do is make a banner. This is the recipe right here. You can use any color wool, whatever you want to do, but it needs to be all of the same type of wool, not different like this. So all red or all orange, and put that over one stick and you will have your banners. Now you want to take your banner and come over to your anvil, and you want to name it whatever you want to name it. Let's say I have a village on my map that I want to name, so let's do that. So now I have village markers, 16 of them actually. I did not mean to do that, but that works too. And you want to take your map, so let's grab a map out of here, and you want to explore your map. And on your explored map, you have your area, and let's say there is a village over this way or something. It really doesn't matter, wherever you want to go, and place your banner down, and then click it with your map, and that is all you have to do. Unfortunately, this is only for Java users, so I cannot show you what it will look like, but because you named this village, it will say village here. Now my biggest recommendation here is you probably want to just put this, a couple of blocks underground so that it won't be disturbed by anything. It shouldn't, but just to make sure. Now there's also a workaround for you Bedrock users out there. It's nowhere near as good as actually being able to label like village on your map, but it is still pretty good. You want to take your empty locator maps from before when we were making our map wall, and you want to first off look at one, and here it is right here. And now if we move, and we'll move, let's say we want to move over here, and over here by this cliff, oh look, there's a little thing right here. So what do? I need to make a duplicate. Oh, I have a cartography table right here, so that's perfect. So you're gonna take your map, make a duplicate of it, and here we go. Right here we will be able to mark this and now leave, and we will have a locator map there forever. And the key here is just to not forget to make a duplicate of the same locator map, or it will not show up. But if you make like 10 duplicates, then you can make 10 little markers all over the place. And like I said, it's not as good. You can't put like village here or town or city or whatever you want to name, but you can have little markers all over the place to remind you of where some important landmarkers are. That is my video on cartography tables and maps, everything I know about it, and hopefully everything that you guys need to know about it. If I missed something, definitely add it in the comments. If you enjoyed this or you learned a bunch of stuff, maybe leave a like, maybe even subscribe and stick around for more in my how-to series and my Let's Play series that is now coming out as well. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, have a good one.